Hello friends, Namaste, Namaskar. You're watching Investors Time and this is Sahavir. Welcome back. As we know that the result season has started, so I felt like I should start a new season where we'll be covering most of the companies just to have a glance of quarter four numbers. So we will be mostly concentrating only quarter four numbers here, and in this video we'll be talking about HDFC Limited, Housing Development Finance Corporation Limited, which was established in 1977 with the main focus of providing long-term finance to households. So it's a pioneer and leader in the housing finance in India, almost since inception, and it almost has 351 offices catering to almost 2400 towns and cities spread across the country. It also has offices in Dubai, London, Singapore, and also service associates in Middle East region so that it can provide housing loans and property advisory services to NRIs and also PIOs. So over the year it has emerged as financial conglomerate, but it has many subsidiaries and associates like HDFC Bank, asset management company, and pretty much almost 6 companies, and it also co-promoted many other companies by HDFC Limited. So this is pretty much about the introduction of this company. And if we talk about the overview of this company, it has a market cap of 2,62,605 crores at a current price of 1516. It is generating earnings per share of 126 rupees, has a face value of 2 rupees and a book value of 723 rupees. Reserves are pretty much good at 1,24,981 crores, but the free cash flows in the last year was pretty much in the negative 44,000 crores, which is not good. Good part is that it doesn't have any pledging, it's absolutely zero, but dividend yield is about 1.39, which is okay. So it's a debt-ridden company, which says like debt to equity is about 3.15 with a current ratio of 0.98, which is very low. Even the interest coverage ratio is actually pretty much low at 1.86. The ROS is 11.14, which is low again. ROI 15.95 is satisfactory. Return on assets is 3.45. We will not talk about this valuations of the company, but what I am more interested about this company and what I want to highlight you is that yes, it is true that the HDFC is a blue chip company and it is pretty much very beautiful company. But if you see the borrowings, you can see that as and how the reserves have increased to almost 1,11,388 crores. You can see that even the borrowings have increased. They are almost like 3,86,755 crores, which is I'm not able to digest this point. So the borrowings is actually pretty much high. And even if you see the interest payments, you can see the interest payments are actually going high. From March 16, it was almost 20,000 crores and now it is almost 32,000 crores. So even the interest payments are going up high. And this is the only point which I actually didn't like. But if you see with the Buffett rule, the CAGR growth is actually fine for me. If you speak about the EPS in the beginning, the last 3 years EPS CAGR growth is 20.07, while in the last 7 years it is 13.5, which is actually good. Even if you see the sales CAGR growth, it is 16.17 in the last 3 years, which is higher than the 7 years and the 10 years average. So it is actually pretty much good. Margins have fallen down in the last 3 years average, but still it is fine if we talk about the sales and the EPS CAGR growth. Now we will talk about the returns, return on capital employed and also return on equity. So return on equity, which is the blue line, has pretty much fallen down from 20% levels to almost 13-15% right now. And ROS, it has been constant actually. It increased from 12 to 14 in the last year, 2019, but it is almost pretty much constant. Speaking about the cash flows, it is a negative cash flows as we have seen before. 2019 it is minus 44,000 crores, net to net it has 369 crores in 2019. And now we will be talking about the efficiency, if it has the product has demand or not. You can see that the debtor days, they have fallen down, which says that there is a demand. In 2017 they have actually given the product for credit, but later they have controlled, and seems like this product has actually good demand. About the expenses, we are most concerned about the employee cost. Raw material will be obviously zero because it is a service oriented company. The employee cost has actually gone up high from 1.5% to almost 3.1%. We will be talking mostly about the yearly margins, and so margins have actually fallen down, which was about 56-60% levels till 2017. It has fallen down to almost 17%, 45.8% in this year. So now let us see the yearly sales, yearly margins and all. Yearly margins, if you see the latest ones, In just last 2 years, it has been actually increasing. The OPMs have increased from almost 43.7 to 51.8, and the net profit margins have increased from 15.1 to 21.1. But you should also factor in that the next season is not going to be nice. Considering that fact, we will go to the yearly sales. In 2020, it has almost clocked about 1,01,593 crores of sales, which is actually an increment of 6.2%, which is actually beautiful. And now let us see the yearly profit. But I want to actually highlight you the other income as well in the last 3 years. Definitely, we can see that the yearly profits have increased phenomenally in the last 3 years, but you can also see that the other income contribution has actually increased a lot. You can see that the other income contribution has increased by 50% in the last 2018 and 19, and in this 2020 it has been 28%. So obviously the yearly profits have been clocking phenomenal growth, but this is also a factor which we have to consider, that the growth is not actually coming from the core portfolio, but it is coming from the other income which we actually don't know. So anyways, like yearly profit in this particular year, it has gone to 21,434 crores, which shows a 32.0% of growth. Coming to the yearly EPS, it has gone to almost 123.7 rupees of EPS, showing a growth of 31% again. There was times till 2018 when it used to maintain about 65 to 70 rupees of EPS, but now it has actually clocked to almost 123 rupees, which is very good. So this is a general idea about the entire company. If you really want to speak about even the Ben Graham model, let me go. So here it says that the current price is about 1,516. I have considered the lowest growth as 9.5 and the highest growth as 13.5, which says that this is pretty much undervalued stock. So even if we go by the lowest growth, which is 9.5%, this intrinsic value is about 2,078 rupees. And even if you go by industry PE as well, it is showing some, it has a profit potential of 9% at this particular price. But we will not just go by Ben Graham model, but if you actually see into the price patterns, you can see that, the RSI, instead of seeing only the price, and this is super trend, this is EMA 21, which is an orange color line. Instead of focusing on price, let me say you, through the RSI point of view, you can see in the last almost 1 month, the RSI has been lingering around 50 levels. So unless this RSI actually crosses above 50, or this purple trend line which I have drawn, no, actually this comes automatically. So unless this purple line actually crossovers, this stock will not get a fresh momentum on the upside. And the same thing you can see that the stock is getting rejected at EMA 21 levels. It tried pretty much hard to go above it, but as soon as it reached the above EMA 21 levels, it banged down, it came down back to almost super trend levels, and now it has crossed over also. So unless this EMA 21 is crossed over, this will not see any momentum on the upside. So for now, the stock is looking weak. And if at all it crosses 1470, this level, it will break a good support level, and it will actually go down further. So considering this fact also, don't just see the Ben Graham model, but see this, let the upside momentum actually start with good enough volumes. There was a green candle, but you can see that there was no volumes at all, not even EMA 55. So for that reason, let us wait, let us see if there is some momentum picking up on the upside, and then we can actually look into this buying. So far the results are good, but if at all the price is gonna fall, you should also factor in that we will be actually getting at a lowest price also. So that is actually very advantageous for us if we are not holding the stock yet. So this is all about the company, guys. This is all about HDFC Limited. If at all you like the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Happy investing. Stay healthy.